Hello, this is another edition of C Block, and today I want to go a little bit off topic because today I want to speak about a movie, and I'm sure guys have seen it. It's a very famous movie on the Holocaust. It is the movie Schindler's List, and it was came out during the 1990s. And it's a black and white film, but specifically it deals with how Oscar Schindler saved about the Jews during World War II, during the time of the Holocaust, and what I want to speak about is something that maybe the stories the writer Steven Spielberg had something in mind, much more than just a story about the Holocaust. Because many times, at least when I look at the film, I focus entirely on the brutalization of the Jews, and who could not focus on that? It's so graphic, so brutalizing how the Jews are depicted, shot in the head, gassed. It's so heart wrenching to watch that. How they were led like animals to the slaughterhouse. But I think in too many instances, especially as watch it as a Christian, we focus particularly movies on the Holocaust, too, like Schindler's List, too much on the actual victims, the people themselves who were suffered and we don't focus on the main point of the movie, which I believe it's the main point is on Oscar Schindler. And the movie is called Schindler's List. And the reason why I think it's the main focus is on Oscar Schindler is that you see a contrast from the in the beginning of the film and a clear contrast in the character of the person. In order to understand why is the end so dramatic. It is a dramatic scene when he's leaving the Jews to flee, and he's crying. He's asking, "I could have saved another Jew," and because he saved many Jews. He basically bought their lives, but this time with a car, this pen, and all the stuff that he still had. He said he could have saved more Jews, and if he felt guilty of wanting to save, of not saving enough Jews. But that's the end. But what about in the beginning of the movie? In the beginning of the movie, you don't see Oscar Schindler thinking, how I'm gonna save a bunch of Jews today. What can I do to save a bunch of Jews? That's not the main focus of the movie, no. In the beginning of the movie, and as the transition, you see that he was in the beginning of the story. He was focused on himself, how he's gonna make money, and he is taking advantage of the Jews' suffrage, the Jews let's say rejection in German and society, to take advantage to start his fact pot making factory, and to get cheap labor, and and start his, and build a business, a big business, take exploiting the needs of the Jews, because they were rejected by all society. And here we have cheap labor, and also Jews were thrown from society, and nobody wanted to make business with them. So he saw it as an opportunity to start his own, seeking investments, seeking business partnership with the Jews that had nowhere else to do business with, because he was rejected. So he basically he fleeced those who had money, because Jews had money. No, in if you don't know, Jews have known, because of their finance activities. They were the loaners. So he sought where nobody wanted to make business. He sought that as an opportunity, and to finance his business, his pot making business. And one of the key phrases that that makes you realize what his true intent are in getting all these unwanted Jews is a conversation that he had with his wife, Schindler, Mary Schindler. He said that he had tried many times to start a business, to become a successful entrepreneur, to a businessman, but had failed many times. And he said the reason is because there was a factor that was out of his control, was out of his range, was something that he could not create, and that was war. So he used the climate of war, the World War II, to snatch this opportunity to make business. He was an opportunist. He had no intention of helping Jews. He was just making a buck. So what started to happen as the story progressed, he began to forge documents, papers, so he can get the Jews inside his business. And little by little, he began to see that some of his workers began to disappear, and like, what's going on? And he still doesn't see what happens until the Nazi carts and Nazi trucks come in bustling and start killing all the Jews in the ghettos. And then people start looking up to Schindler as Schindler's pot making factory as a safe haven, because he would try to shield his workers from being taken to the gas chambers. So he was was saving, but as the story went on, he began to see that this was much more than fusing of youth workers. This was extermination. So people will come in him for a safe haven, and little by little, his heart began to change. He began to see what was really going on, the massacre that was going on with the Jews, and that really changed them. And and he developed that Schindler's List at the end to save as many Jews as he could for quote unquote his enterprise. But it became much more than just saving his workers. It became a life-saving mission. And at the end, you see how he changed from a selfish, me-centered opportunist to a selfless person who just didn't care about making. He was willing to give it all. Spend all his life spend all of it in order to save one more life. So that's a big contrast from a selfish person to a self-sacrificing person. So I guess this was when I began to realize how was the transformation of Oscar Schindler. The end was more dramatic for me. No, and I hope this commentary opens your eyes to see much more than just me is in the surface. Now don't just look at the victims and the person Oscar Schindler saved. Look at Schindler himself and the transformation that happened in him. Hopefully when you watch it again, you see that pattern. Okay? God bless you, and hope to see you in another edition of Z Block.